And member YIAGA Africa Board, Eze Nwagu, joins me now to shed more insights as we count down to the Osun State Governorship Election. Thanks a lot, Mr. Nwagu, for joining us at this time. So Osun is the last state to have off-season election before the general election of 2023. What are your observations so far?
Yes. Can you hear me?
You're live. Carry on, please. Mr. Nwagu, carry on, please.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, and thanks for having me. I didn't get to hear your question.
What's your observation so far for a state like Osun that's said to be the last in the series of off-season elections ahead of the 2023 general election?
Well, we've issued our fifth pre-election observation report, and there are issues that are running through all of those reports. Issues around the perhaps activities of cult groups and the tendency that they have to, if nothing is done, to stop the process. But we had an engagement yesterday with the DIG, who is in charge of the elections, and he promised that they are popping up certain tests have been made. And of course, you also know that the hydra-headed issue of vote buying of voter inducement is also endemic. Like challenge of that will be how INEC. In terms of preparation for INEC, I think there are assurances that, especially coming from the stakeholder, where the chairman of INEC and the Inspector General give assurance that things are ready for successful election in our state. But as it is, it's still for us as citizens and the media and observer groups to continue to hold them accountable for those promises. But the environment here is a bit friendly. Osun State prides itself as one of the most peaceful states in the country. We hope that plays out and that they do not use the same black tar that rubbed off on the Ekiti election, which was the issue of voter inducement, to manifest itself here on Saturday. But generally, I think preparations for the election is top-notch. The parties have concluded their campaigns according to the requirements of Electoral Act, and I think we're looking forward to a good election on Saturday.
I was asking earlier about moves by INEC, though it says it doesn't have power, that way to curtail vote buying and other forms of inducement. But now it says it's going to be illegal for any voter after voting to come out of the polling booth with his ballot paper unfolded. What do you make of that?
Well, that's it. First, I think that there is a lot of deodorizing of the issue of vote buying. INEC needs to continue to protect the integrity of the votes by ensuring that the cubicles are placed in a way that when people vote, the secrecy of the ballot is guaranteed. And that is one thing we're going to be focused on. But the innovation around vote buying now is that it's gone beyond see and buy. It's now about promissory notes. The politicians are going to their homes, they have their phone numbers, they have their contact. When they vote, they come to a particular place and then go directly to the particular area where they voted. And that is why you see that there are lesser cancelled votes than you used to see previously. Because when you have that promissory note, you have to guarantee that you vote before you can take the money. But INEC cannot continue to outsource the responsibility of ensuring that vote buying is eradicated, because it's in charge. It's part of the convening of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, and it has to collaborate with the security agencies who, in my view, watch this trading going on and seems to be helpless in terms of dealing with it, because we have not come to terms with the fact that vote buying is a crime. And until that dawns on us and that people can be jailed and there's some kind of consequence management around the issue of vote buying, we will not come out of it. But luckily, we used to deal with the issue of ballot snatching, pouring of ink, and all of those issues. Those ones have receded. Now that the votes have started counting, the politicians are targeting the voters. So we need to increase voter education. We need to play up the value of legitimacy. If you win an election and you cannot say, I won this election, it would then mean that you purchased it. And when you purchased it, both the buyer and the seller will not be in a position, the seller will not be able to hold government accountable, and the one who won the election cannot claim honest legitimacy in terms of winning that election. So the big challenge is we should stop deodorizing vote buying. We should understand that it's a crime and that people can go to jail when they are arrested. And so we need to make examples. People were arrested in Ekiti. We have no report as of today whether they have been taken to court, what is happening to them. And once there is no deterrent, then the crime will continue.
Quickly, Mr. Nwagu, so 1.9 million residents in Osun have registered for their PVCs, and more than 1.5 million have collected their PVCs. What does this translate to from YIAGA's standpoint?
Well, it's 76% of the voters are eligible to vote on Saturday. But as we know, collection of PVC does not automatically translate to voting. We saw nearly that 76% voter collection in Ekiti, and then at the end of the day, you have 36.5 voter turnout. It means that both the politicians themselves are not working to bring out the votes, and it is tied to vote buying. The connection is that the more people who come out to vote, the more difficult it is to buy. So so the more we make the campaign for people to come out and vote, we push out the possibility of buying, because it then increases the amount of money that you have to spend. So when we continue to just collect PVC for the purpose of ID card, for the purpose of saying that we have it in case we will need it for certain activities, then the purpose of collection of the PVC is defeated. And that is why I'm saying that we need to shift away from collect your PVC. We now need a campaign about coming out to vote. And as you come out to vote, you reduce the possibility of vote buying or voter inducement.
All right. Thank you so much, board member YIAGA Africa, Eze Nwagu, for your contributions on TVC News.